Hi everyone, Redneck Computer Geek here. So, beggars can't be choosers. The way that everything's going on with the TP tuberculosis in the state, everybody's starting to close down. So, we're going to go grab a free, sight unseen wheel horse. He says it's an older wheel horse with a spare motor. I usually avoid older machines, but like I said, beggars can't be choosers right now, and it's literally only about a mile away from the house, so it's not like I'm going to spend much to get it. Alright, let's go see what we end up grabbing this time. I told you to make sure you're off to the side. Alright, so we got it home and John's playing around with it, and it's a freebie. It's a 13 horsepower 38-inch cut Toro. It is a double blade underneath, and it's interesting because it is a HXL series. So it actually is a hydrostatic, which is why it's got this weird set of pedals. If you've never dealt with these, this is forward, this is reverse. They're supposed to settle in a certain position, and this one seems to be doing so. And this is your brake. And you can see the tag here. Now, these Toro wheel horses have a couple of things that I usually don't like and I usually try to avoid. And one of them is the deck engagement lever. The deck engagement lever on these, you lift it up, and this one won't do it because, like all of them, the cable is seized. So we're going to have to work on that. And do not reef on these because the cable is very, very thin. And you can just break it off just by hauling on it too hard. So if this is stuck, leave it until you tear everything apart in the deck. The other thing about these is usually there is a crack in the hood here. It's because they don't open like most tractors. Most tractors, you grab it and you go like this. Except for on one of these, it doesn't happen. So what happens is everybody comes up, they grab it, and they snap this with their thumb, or they end up snapping the hood piece out of here. What you have to do is from the front, you come up on it, and you're going to pull it towards your kneecap. So you pull down and forward. There we go. And the reason being is this stupid cap lid thing right here, and they're just a pain. So right here where these screws are, oftentimes through the lid you'll find stress cracks where somebody didn't open it correctly, or it'll snap this edge. Luckily this one was taken care of, kind of. Because this, makes a really weird noise that's not good, and it spins way too easily. And that's because if you look in back here, you can see right there, there is a bulge that shouldn't be there. That should be a straight edge, and just above my finger you'll see a nice little bulge where the push rod came through. So this engine is most likely toast, but we'll see what we have for extra push rods and stuff like that and go from there, depending on what the bottom of this engine ends up looking like. But there's more. John, what more? What is that?
A motor.
So it ended up coming with this Coil. It had a free motor with it. It's the guy's project. He decided he's never going to get back to it and decided he just wanted it out of his yard. This has been sitting in the back side of his garage, so we ended up with it for free. Now, it is starting to show its age. It's got some crack outs and almost all the rubber and stuff, but it looks in really good condition. So we'll get out our test platform and we'll see if it actually fires up. Gotta love free. So a little bit of advice I'll pass on is I always use the Gatorade bottle method. Basically, I fill the Gatorade bottle to about here with gas and I pour that in. That way I know that if I disconnect that line, I can put it into this and I don't have to be guessing how much gas is actually in the system. Alright, let's see if it'll fire on gas. Full choke. Here we go. Alright, let's be honest. That is way too good of a motor, even though it is a Kohler command, to put in this. This was originally set up with a regular Briggs single, the older style. It looks as if all the electronic stuff and everything is all still good. It just blew the hole in the block. Really, we should put another of this generation in here. And we have one. Over here. So I ended up with this for free last year. And supposedly, when I got it last year, this supposedly ran. I'm thinking that 12.5, if it actually fires up, is what we put in there. That's what I'm thinking. Let's see if it'll actually fire. Well, that choke doesn't seem to actually be sealing, so we'll see what happens here. That fired up. Might be hope for this thing after all. Well, I'd say it's time for some Gatorade. Alright, well, we'll give it some Gatorade and see what happens. That tank's got a lot of interesting buggy stuff in it. We're going to leave a little bit in the bottle there. And dump it on the carb just to go and give it a little extra gumption. There we go. Alright, let's try this. Oh, that's not a good sign. Cute. Alright, well, give it a little more. There's a lot of oil in this carburetor right now, so I'm going to bet the PCV valve is rotted out in this thing. So, if we pull enough parts off the other motor, we should be able to get it up and running. Yeah, that's lovely. Just more and more coming out. Alright, so we've seen what we need to. We definitely can get this up and running. It's firing. So we're going to pull this off. We're going to swap it with the other one. We're going to mongrel the two together and get one running machine in the end, hopefully. Looks like we're going to play the lesser of two evils game here. So this is the one that was on the Toro. That's lovely. And this is the one that was on the Craftsman. So I guess we're going to see whether this one will clean up and work. But as you can see, that's not moving. And that one's kind of moving. Not sure. So between the two, we'll see if we can build one carburetor and get this thing to fire up. Down and below, I'll include a link for replacing these carburetors. The 11, 12, and 13s, I think it's like a 13.5, they all use the same carburetor. So I'll make sure there's a link down below. I really don't know why, but all of you are obsessed with seeing rat nests. So here you go. This is what was in that motor that was sitting. Looks as if the coil wire survived. Whoop, except for right there. So that's probably where the partial misfire was coming from. So we're going to see if we got a spare coil to put in there. If you need one of these coils, I'll post a part link down below. Alright, so we have spark now. Admittedly, it's not the best spark. It's firing in kind of a reddish color and you really want a nice white spark. But let's see if we can get some fire. Before we go any further, I wanted to give a shout out to our sponsor that has sent us a new electric pressure water. iRozce decided to get a hold of me and they make this new unit. And when they first sent me an email and talked with me, I was like, I can buy a Harbor Freight unit for $80 less than your unit. And they said, well, let's send you a unit and you can compare the two. And I tell you what a difference 80 bucks makes. The hose that comes with this unit is awesome. High quality hose. You can see just in the handles next to each other the difference in how they're set up. But the biggest difference is this is all one solid unit. There is nothing to lose. There's nothing to have fall off. This unit is nowhere near as powerful, definitely does not put out as much as the iRozce does. And I'm just really blown away by how nice they were to send me this unit. So if you guys could go down in the description, click on that link, go take a look at these. This is definitely worth it. I've used it on several different projects at this point. It is well worth the extra money. Just look at the thickness on the difference. Like just the motor size alone, the amperage difference is just phenomenal. Nice big giant tires instead of little things that catch in the ruts. They even took the time, I love this feature. They even took the time to make sure there was a hook for being able to loop everything. And there's not just one. There's actually a hook here, and there's a hook here that goes into while you're working with it. They took the time to really design this really well. The other thing is it's an entirely metal pump on the inside. These are plastic with aluminum caps. This is entirely metal. But let's take a look at this. So, unfortunately, the sun's at the wrong direction right now. But here's a before. So there we are. At this point, we've got about $40 into our freebie. We're going to need a carburetor. It's already ordered. Due to the way things are, the shipping's going to take about a week and a half. It ended up needing a deck belt. That was another 15 bucks, I believe. And a couple of odds and ends, like a little bit of gas line and a few other things. It's got brand spanking new air filter in it right now. And it's all swapped over and ready to go. But as far as a freebie and about $40, I would say that we did just fine. And look at how amazing that foot peg looks now that it's been pressure washed. That was all a horrifyingly ugly color before. Not every tractor hunt goes this good, but after an hour of mowing and hauling gravel, I'm calling this one a win. Stay tuned, there'll be more tractor hunts in the future, and have a good day.